background about the college and the seminary. It all began about 20 years ago. In fact, this year we are celebrating our 20th year, and these celebrations will be going on all year long. A group of leaders from two missions got together about 20 years ago from the Christian Missionary Alliance and also from the Overseas Missionary Fellowship, and also some Thai leaders who felt the need that there should be another interdenominational Bible college here in Thailand to help train leaders for our churches. So the school began at that time, and there were a number of houses that were rented in one location. Thankfully, they were all in one small area just behind our present location here. And the school began there and continued for about 10 years in that location, adding houses from time to time until there were about 6 or 8 that were being rented, and were all used for dormitories and classrooms and library and teachers' residence and so forth. And then about 6 to 8 years ago, the first permanent building was built, a 2-story building, which we now call the old library building. The upper floor, it did house the library, and the lower floor was a large classroom, and this helped a great deal to provide further space for the school at that time. And then, about 5 years ago, the Lord provided this piece of property and provided the funds to put up a 4-story building where the college and the seminary are presently located. And we are thankful that God has provided this 4-story building. It's adequate, quite adequate for our needs now. The Lord has also provided another piece of property where the original campus used to be, and the plans are now to put up another 4 or 5-story building to house just the seminary. And we're thankful also for this development. And we're praying that God will provide the needs for this building program that is to begin shortly within, we hope, by the end of this year. Now we'd like to show you some scenes from school, the life of the school here at BBC, Bangkok Bible College, and also Bangkok Theological Seminary. Bangkok, a large, bustling city of 6 to 8 million people now, and school is located right here in the heart of town, right close to a very, very busy street. I'll let you hear a little bit of the street noise here. That's what I have to cross this street both Elsie and I have to cross the street on our way to school every morning and cross it again going home at night. School is about a block off of that very busy street, and does complicate life somewhat, but God has kept us safe thus far. This is the building that God's provided for us there. That's the main building I mentioned a few minutes ago. Here's our director, Dr. Timothy Jang, and he's been director of both the college and seminary now for about the past 10 years, real man of God, and also pastoring our largest CMA church here in Bangkok. Chapel time, a very important time during our daily schedule. Twice a week, both the college and seminary have chapel together in our large auditorium upstairs. And on Tuesdays, we hear visiting preachers or music groups that come from time to time, and also student preachers. And then on Thursdays, we meet for worship time, just worshiping together. And we've had some wonderful times of worship on Thursdays. And then the other 2 days, we meet for separate chapels and also class chapels. But it's a time when we have opportunity to fellowship, to get to know one another, to truly be one in the Lord. Students living in the dormitories do encounter problems from time to time, and we need to cultivate this oneness in the Lord. And our chapel time helps in that. This is one of our seminary classes, one of our smaller classes. The seminary has about 20 students and the college about 100, so most of the seminary classes are quite small like this. The noon meal, time when we as teachers and students gather together. This is the meal where we have the largest number of people eating together in the morning and evening. It's just the on-campus students, but at noon all the off-campus students plus the faculty eat together, and this affords the faculty opportunity to get to know our students better too, as we sit and have a meal together and chat. This past year was, I believe, a first for BBC and BTS, a missions week that was started and held from Monday until Friday. I believe it was Saturday was the last night. And this was a week that was planned and put on by the students, mostly themselves. The teachers did have something to do with it, somewhat, but mostly it was the students. And missions here in Thailand has not been promoted that much in the past. Church is still quite small, a tiny minority, less than 0.5%. But because of an all-Asia missions conference that was held last year in Seoul, Korea, many of the church leaders came back with new vision and new concern for worldwide missions, and this had an impact on our school as well. And so this week was planned and put on, and we're thankful as a result of the week of special emphasis. 13 of our students indicated their desire to serve the Lord wherever He might send them, be it here in Thailand or in some other country. So we'd appreciate your prayers for these 13, perhaps others, who have a tender heart toward world missions. And certainly we feel the time has come for the Thai church to begin to have a part in helping to fulfill the Great Commission. Summertime is when our evangelistic teams move out from the school. This was a year ago that Elsie and I accompanied a team of, I believe it was 6 students up in an area here very close to the Burmese border, on the western border of Thailand, in Hmong country, Hmong tribal country. You may have heard of the Hmong people. Quite a few of them are in the States now as refugees. And 3 of our team that year were Hmong students. So it was going home for them, and then we had 2 Thai students that came along as well. One of them in the background there, walking across. But it was very heartwarming to see our students plunge right into ministry during this week, and ministering to their own people, having a real burden concern to share the gospel with these people who are basically animists and living in this. And then it's upstairs for graduation, when we have the graduation ceremonies, the completion of 3 to 4 years of study for our students. And it's always a joy to see these students moving out into church ministries. 70% of our graduates are in some type of Christian service, and we thank the Lord for that. Please pray for these young men and women as they move out into various aspects of church ministry here in Thailand, that they will be used greatly of God to help strengthen the church physically as well as numerically. And the ones officiating at this year's graduation were our chairman of the board of trustees there on the left, Dr. Somdi, and then Dr. Charan, the president of the EFT, and then moving further on to the right there, Dr. Jeng in the background, and then Dr. Henry Breitenthal, who is the director of the seminary on the extreme right there. Well, it's been a joy to share with you these last few minutes by way of this tape, and special greetings to the Ambassador Shepherding Group at Salem Alliance, and Ron and Amanda. Let me look here a minute. I need your last name. I believe it's Reimer, yes. Ron and Amanda Reimer. And trust that this tape is what you were looking for. And we'll try to do our part in helping to make you aware of some of the needs of our work here. We appreciate so much your prayer interest. And greetings also to those at Kent and Walla Walla, as this tape possibly could be sent on to them too. So we'll say the Lord bless you for now, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from you and also greeting you again perhaps next year when we will be on furlough, 1992, early part of 1992. Bye for now.